alive, sir.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Hey, hello, hello. How's it going? Let's lower the music a little bit. Yeah, welcome everyone. Ah, all the tryptophan has finally subsided, and I'm feeling like I can probably talk to y'all. Finally, welcome. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, everyone, and a happy Black Friday to all of you. This is a very special time of year. I'm actually a fan of Black Friday, but I was talking with some friends earlier today and sort of reminiscing and kind of lamenting. I feel like the Black Friday that I love doesn't really exist anymore. Hey, Tiffany is here. Hello, over on YouTube. Yeah, I sort of feel like Black Friday is not what it was. Um, I hate to be the old guy in the room saying, "Oh, back in my day," but kind of, back in my day when I worked in retail, it was an exciting event, and you would have people lined up outside the building, and it was freezing cold, and they had their babies with them, and they were waiting for a TV at a lower than usual price, and it was just like, what a bunch of wackadoos. Videos Random XD says, "Hey, what's up? Hello. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being here on a Friday night. Thanks for being here on a night when probably many of us are having food comas. All those leftovers from yesterday, somehow they taste a little bit better today. Have you noticed that? I feel like that's kind of true. Uh, you know, but it's really great to be here. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Phil, and this is my weekly live stream. Marks 109 is here. There we go. Hi, Phil. The chat wasn't working. Oh, well, the chat is now working. Those of you who are, hey, happy Black Friday to Christy. Hi, Christy. Happy Black Friday to you as well. Happy LiveDraw, says Sam OK, one of my YouTube channel members. She's got the special channel member treatment. She gets to have her comments on the front and center there. Pardon my hair. I don't know what is happening with it. I probably should have done something with it. Anyway, so great to have y'all here. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully you got to spend some time with family, and some, if you didn't do that, maybe you went to a Friendsgiving. I went to a Friendsgiving, and I had a lot of fun. It was great. Videos Random says, "You know who Mr. Tibu is? He's my friend, and he doesn't answer me. I've been asking on any stream." Oh, I don't know why he wouldn't be answering you, but I do know who your friend Mr. Tibu is. I'm sorry he's not answering you. But I don't speak for Mr. Tibu, so I don't know why he's not answering you. But I do appreciate you coming here looking for him, I suppose. It's nice when our friends come to look for us, isn't it? A little bit. Normally, I go out on Black Friday and I look to see what all the stores have. I didn't do that this year. I just kind of took a step back and stayed home and did some drawing because this past week, I don't know what's been going on. I feel like I have fallen a little bit out of rhythm with drawing. I think it's because of the holidays this time of year, and there's like birthdays that I have in my family, and so I was dealing with a little bit of that too. So whenever I have all those different things converging, it kind of makes it a little hard for it makes it hard for me to stay consistent. So I'm trying to get back into being consistent. Today was my attempt. I stayed here and I spent pretty much the whole day at my desk. And the scene I'm working on now, I think I started it last week, but I didn't do very much. I just started a little bit. I think I did like one drawing last week. Well, I'm several drawings into scene 55, but I will tell you, it is working out. There, I don't feel like horrible about it, but I have a lot of apprehension about it, and I'll tell you the reason why. Um, I don't have a lot of scenes where multiple characters are moving at the same time on screen together, or even like looking like they're kind of interacting. It's I was telling a friend of mine, it's kind of like choreographing a dance. And so I have an idea of what I want, but I'm sort of not 100%. And whenever I'm not 100%, I go back and forth on this a lot because I think it's better if you plan. I think things turn out better. But I also like to keep things relatively loose so that if I want to like make a change because I think of something better, then on the fly I can pivot and make a change. So it's like finding this weird middle ground between being prepared and yet having a plan and trying to, or I'm sorry, being prepared with a plan and yet staying loose in case you want to change that plan. That is sort of that's the delicate balance I find myself dealing with right now. Videos Random says, "Do you really know who is it?" No, I don't. I don't know Mr. Tboo personally. Mr. Tboo just popped into my YouTube live streams one day when I was doing one of my weird candy review videos, and he's kind of been like a regular here ever since then. But I don't know who he is personally. So, Christy says, "My kids just made me buy them stuff today. I braved the mall this evening." Oh no, the mall. Oh man, I remember when the mall was like the cool place to be and everybody would go to the mall. That was like the big thing. But that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Your kids made you buy stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, that's what kids do. So I'm told. I don't have kids. I just hear from other parents that is what kids do. So anyway, so in order to kind of like better choreograph scene 55, I started to do something that I don't usually do, which is I started to put more minimal versions of my characters on paper just to like block things in, because I'm not 100% sure that it's going the way that I want. The last part of it is going the way that I want, and I think the first part of it is, but like there's a middle section. And the reason why that section is kind of the reason why it's giving me a hard time is because I'm doing some weird choreography where my main character is going to be like stumbling and bumbling with a box in his hands, and he's going to be going like this. And as it turns out, that's kind of a weird thing to plan out. And I'd like it to be smooth. I'd like it to look like it was intentional. So I'm going really, really slowly and just trying to like figure it out as I go. But what I've been doing is blocking in New Guy with drawings like this, where I don't really do his facial expressions. I don't do his hair. It's almost like all of him, but I'm just doing these like poses so that I can kind of well, this one does have hair, but I'm just doing these like poses just to kind of like block in the character and figure out what I'm trying to do. Some of these drawings I don't know that I'm going to actually use. That's the problem. I'm kind of going at it very tentatively. Mr. Tboo says, "Hi, what happened? I changed my photo." Oh, you're a shark. You've got a shark now, Mr. Tboo. Mr. Tboo, I don't know if you know who Videos Random is, but Videos Random is here looking for you. Unless that's also you and you have two accounts. I don't know. I'm very confused about what's happening in this chat right now. Anyway, if you're somehow new to my channel and you're watching this, every week I do a 1-hour live stream where I kind of talk through my process on this animated cartoon that I'm doing. I'm making it independently. I'm not being paid to do it. I've been working on this cartoon drawing wise since May of 2023. There was about a 9-month break in there where I put together a book, and yeah. So anyway, now I'm back to animating. I'm not getting sidetracked by other projects. The only thing I kind of get sidetracked by is like adulting. Like the other day, I had to go and get my annual renewal on my car, like to register my car. You know, it didn't take all day, but it was kind of a thing. It was kind of a pain in the butt. So little things like that, those are what distract me, and I have to do those things because I'm an adult. Anyway, okay, look, now the friends that are in the chat and they're talking with each other, and that's beautiful. I like it when people come together. All right. Anyway, so I was working on this all day because I really wanted to give myself an opportunity to. Oh, thanks for the heart on Facebook from Shauna Lee. Thank you so much. So like I did this drawing earlier today. I like this drawing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it, but this was like one of my mid stumbling drawings. But then I looked at it and I don't know if it fits within the like the stream of drawings I'm doing. So I may not be able to use it, but I'm going to keep it for right now and see if I can make it work. But basically what I'm going to be doing tonight is taking this drawing here and then start the kind of like stumbling animation, which I don't really know how that's going to go. I'm just gonna sort of make some poses and hope that I can turn that into what I'm doing. This is a little bit of a uncertain area for me. I was just telling somebody before I started live streaming tonight. I was just telling someone that this project continually challenges me. Here I am, like nearing the end of the cartoon, more or less nearing the end, and I keep finding sections that make me scratch my head and make me unsure of what I'm doing and have to like slow down and figure it out. It's just like the project that keeps giving in that sense. And then sometimes I'll go back and I'll look at it and I'm like, wow, this is really working. Or I'll look at it a different day and I'll go, wow, this animation is not as smooth as I would like it. I think I should add a bunch more in-betweens. So it's really, really hard to, I mean, I know I've heard a lot of other artists talk about being satisfied with your own work. It's very hard to be satisfied with your own work as an artist, especially if your expectations are really high, as mine are. Oh, Megan, or sorry, not Megan, Mega Knight K8, Mega Knight Kate. Hi, I want, I guess, learn how to draw, and one of my friends says that you draw very good. Oh, that's very nice. Well, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. I'm going to be doing some drawing here in just a moment. If you have any questions about your own drawings, I'm here to do what I can to help you out. Yes, I did used to teach drawing, and I used to do like private lessons as well. I used to do that, and well, there was a point in time where I was trying to get in to be a college professor, at least an adjunct professor. But the college I tried, they had just hired people, so they didn't have any more positions available. And I was really bummed out that I missed it by that much. I was like, man, if I had just applied sooner, I could have been doing that. But it's okay. It's fine. I think things work out for a reason. There's a good chance if I had gotten that job, I would have had zero time to be doing this project. So, maybe I'm supposed to finish this cartoon first before any other commitments pop into my life. It's possible. Hey, Kristen's here. Hello, hello. Oh, Emma Jars 58 says, hi, Phil. It's good to see you. Hey, it's good to see you too, Emma Jars. Appreciate having you here. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up from Kristen over on Facebook. Appreciate that. Yeah, look at all the people popping in. It's really nice. I love it when this happens. Mega Knight says, thanks, bro, because my friends say that I draw no very good. Your friend doesn't sound very nice. Your friend told you to go and check what I do out. That was nice. But then your friend said you're not very good. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Everybody's just at a different point in their journey. Oh, Emma Jars is Emily Anderson. Oh, great to hear from you. Awesome. Oh, you needed an extra parentheses on the end of that sentence, Emily. I'm just being silly. So, all right, let me see if I can get this situated. I know I started doing this double live stream recently where I'm doing stuff on like vertical live stream. The problem with it, well, the good thing about it is it's bringing a lot more of you guys in to come visit me, and it's helping people to find my channel. So I do like that. What I don't like about it is it's making it really hard for me to position my camera. So that's the tricky part. I'm gonna see if I can do that. That's about as good as I think I can get it right now. If you're watching me on my regular other live stream, which is the horizontal live stream, if you're watching me there, that's really the better way to do it. But I mean, it's cool if you guys showed up in the other one. That's fine. Mega Knight says, my friend that says you draw very good is not the same one that says I don't draw very. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I still don't like that someone's telling you that you don't draw very well. That's not very nice. I don't love that. But that's okay. It happens, right? I gotta show you guys this. This I was eating in here the other day, and I got a piece of chocolate that landed on this paper. And if I hold it up, you can see there's a big old like light spot there. That's where I took like a wet cloth and I like wiped off the chocolate. So you can't see any chocolate, but it ruined the paper. And so then I was like, well, I don't want to throw this out. So I've been using this paper as a way to like make notes about whatever next scene I'm working on and sort of like plan it out with little thumbnail drawings and things like this and things like this. So I found a way to make it useful, but that's why I have this thing sitting here, because I wasn't careful when I was eating around my work, and that's probably not the best way to do things. But what are you gonna do? I often eat at my desk. It's just a reality of life. Okay. All right. So this is the drawing I'm starting with, and then this is the one that I like eventually want to end up at, but I don't want it to just like merge into that. I'm not trying to do that. I actually want there to be like a number of other steps that happen in between that. What kind of chocolate? It was actually, I was eating a those Crunch Bar ice cream cones. It was an ice cream cone, and I guess when I like bit into it, it must have, because it's like a crispy cone. So I guess part of it like broke off, and I didn't see it, and it went like underneath this desk. Like I didn't see it. It landed underneath, and underneath this desk right here is where I keep my paper. So it like bounced and landed on a piece of paper, and I didn't even know about it. I think it was down there for like a day or something like that. So that's why I think it, melted or whatever. If I had seen it in the moment, maybe because it was frozen, maybe I could have salvaged that paper, but it's okay. It's one piece of paper. MetaMan has returned, says, hello, one of my friends told me that they teach art here. Is that true? Yes. Well, this is my channel where I'm drawing an animated cartoon, a long project that I've been working on for several years. But while I'm drawing, if you have questions about art and you would like me to answer those questions, that's why I do this show live, is so that I can kind of be here present with you guys. Emma says, "Oh, those are good. They are like one of my favorite dessert things in life." Okay, and I've tried buying the other flavors. The other flavors are fine, but if you don't buy the crunch flavors, the other flavors, their cones are like squishy. Their ice cream cones get squishy over time. Just for even sitting in your freezer, you have to buy the crunch ones because whatever they're doing to make those cones is probably not good. It's probably chemical related, chemical based is what I was trying to say. But I love those because then you have this like really crispy cone, and it's just like the most satisfying snack. It just really is very satisfying. I like how the minute I start talking about ice cream, everybody starts leaving the room. Look, I love talking about cartoons and animation, but you get me talking about ice cream, and I will just go and go and go, okay? Emma says, so when you finish all the drawings, then what happens? What do you do with the papers? And yes, I hear you about the squishy cones. What do I do with the papers? Well, I'm going to probably end up going back over most of them and cleaning up the drawings and then like darkening the lines and making things look better. That's probably what That's probably what I'm going to be ending up doing. But do you mean like when the animation is done and I'm not making it anymore? Like what do I do with the drawings then? If that's the question you're asking, I'm gonna store them in boxes. That's it. I have people have asked me if I will be selling the original drawings, and I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'm going to be way too sentimental to do that. But to be fair, it's going to be like 3,000 drawings. So I could probably sell some of them and that would be okay. I haven't decided yet, I guess is the question. Selena Hernandez on Facebook just gave me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for that thumbs up, Selena. I appreciate you. Metaman says, one time I buy the book called Retail Sunshine from someone, and it's a very good book. I like his drawings, and I want to draw like that. You see that? Wait, are you telling me you have one of my books? You have one of my books? Is that what you're telling me? Which book do you have? Because yes, Retail Sunshine is that's my work. Really? This is kind of crazy. If you have one of my books, I would love to know which one do you have? I would love to know. And where did you get it? Did you get it from a convention? Did you get it from a gift? This is like amazing to me. Emma says, yes, how does it become animated? Oh, well, I scan them one by one, and then I arrange them in a timeline on a video editing program, and then it appears to move. It's an illusion. It's not really moving. What's actually happening is you're just seeing a series of 3,000 images play, one after the other, but not at like the same rate, right? Some of those images will stay on screen just a little bit longer than other ones. Other ones are on screen for like a split second, and but you're just seeing a series of pictures play one after the other. And so it appears to move. It appears to animate. That's the illusion of animation. It's the great trick that is being played on you when you watch a cartoon. Is you're following this story and you're paying attention to these characters, but really you're just looking at a series of images that are just playing in a row. MetaHuman says, I don't remember, but I have one. It's your work, really? Yeah, if it says Retail Sunshine on there, I mean, it should have my name on there. It should say like Retail Sunshine by Phil Machi or something like that. It should. Is it like a really thin one, like a really skinny book that's like a little $5 flip book? Because I sell a lot of those. Emma says, super cool. And yes, I get that. They're not real. LOL. But I didn't get how it became digitized. Oh, I've got a scanner behind me. So every time I do a new drawing, I scan that drawing. Now, what typically happens is I don't get it right the first time. So I scan each drawing like multiple times. Like I'll notice I did something wrong, and then I go back and I fix that drawing, and then I go, oh, I gotta scan it again, and then I need to line it up all over again in the computer. And here's the things that like here's the problems with using paper. I can tell you some of the qualms I've had with it. Even though they're all cut to the same shape like this, there's like a micrometer of difference from paper to paper. They're not all the same. They're not all the same by like the tiniest amount. And you would think it wouldn't matter. It does matter, because when you lay it in the scanner and you put it against the part of the scanner where like it like butts up against the plastic side, because they're not all exactly the same, when I go to line them up on my system, sometimes I'm like, huh, why does that look slightly off? And it's because there's like minor inconsistencies. So sometimes I have to sit at my desk and kind of like figure out where I want the image to go, and I kind of move the image a little bit digitally. You could ask yourself, Phil, why don't you just draw it digitally? You would eliminate that problem. And you would be right. I would eliminate that problem. But there is something to me that is more interesting about a tangible cartoon, something that I'm drawing on paper that I get to feel. I can look at this. I don't have to look at a screen constantly. I can have the drawings and like they're real things. And so that like there's something to me that's more magical about that, and something there's a little bit of a flaw in there. It's not going to be perfect. All of my scans aren't going to be perfect because sometimes the paper is a little bit wavy due to my hand, leaning up against it for a while. So because of those minor imperfections, you could argue that I'm not getting like the most true representation of what I'm drawing, sure, but I look at all of it as an act of appreciating the imperfect, striving for perfection while appreciating the imperfect. That is how I view traditional animation. So Emma said that would drive me bananas about the paper. Oh yes, I'm absolutely bananas. Yes. Metaman says, yeah, and one of the characters is one that blue shirt is my favorite character. Well, that's great, Metaman. I'm so glad that you have one of my books and that you enjoy it. I really appreciate that. I'd love to know which book it is. Is it really, really skinny and like thin, or is it like a fatter book? Because if it's a fatter book, then there should be like a title on the spine of the book. But if it's a really skinny book, like only like a few pages, if it's a book that was stapled together and it's only 5 inches by 7 inches, those are my mini books, and I only print 100 copies of each of those volumes, and then I don't make them anymore. So if you have one of those are kind of like neat. They're like very limited. It's a skinny book. Oh, very cool. Okay. Well, who is on the cover of the skinny book? Is it a blue shirt? Is it a black shirt? Is it a blank shirt? I'm wondering who's on the cover. Emma says, "Oh, Phil, I miss you. Excited to see this one is done. I miss you too, and you do cross my mind. You do. I have not forgotten about you, Emma. I promise." Okay, it's a blue shirt on the cover. Is it only one blue shirt on the cover? Is it multiple blue shirts on the cover? If it's only one, I think I know the book that you've got actually. But yeah, I miss you too, Emma. I'm glad you popped in tonight. All right, so I gotta figure out which thing I want to try to do here. So I think I want him to step back on his heel. Oh, it's only one? Okay. Okay. Is the blue shirt on the cover of your book, is he holding a clipboard under his arm? If he's holding a clipboard and has just a few little spikes of spiky hair, then I think that's like volume 3. That's one of my older ones. That's cool. That's cool. I'm going to have him step back on his heel, and I'm going to have him maybe have like the box start to fly out of his hands. Did I start to do this one earlier? Let me see. Let's see. This is one of the ones I'm not using. Oops, whoa. I'm not going to use that one. I'm not going to use that, right? Or I am using that, but Okay, those are the early ones. Put that back there. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the heck what I'm doing right now. Yeah, see, this is one of those ones where I don't know if I think I'm gonna use this one. This is one I did today that I'm like not 100% about, but I may have to edit this one and make changes to it. But well, MetaHuman, you should know that I've collected all of the comics that I've made, all of them, and I put them in one big book, and it's available from a website called bookpeople.com. If you just search Retail Sunshine on bookpeople.com, it'll pop right up. It's every comic I've done and all the short stories, and I combined them into one big book. And even some of the animated some of the drawings from my animation are in the back. So it's called Everything Must Go, and it makes a great gift, but it's also great for yourself if you're a fan. I highly recommend it. Of course, I'm biased because it is my book, but I'm very, very proud of that book. And yeah, anyway. MetaHuman says, yeah, it's like you say, I found it in my very tiny library. Oh, very good. Well, I love that. I love that some of my books are floating out there in people's tiny libraries. I do love that. That's so fun. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot here and see if I can get him to... Let's see. This foot would be down, I think. Mark says, if you have scans of the frames, are you going to sell some of the originals? Yeah, I don't know. Mark. I've been asked about that by a couple people. I might sell some of them. I don't love the idea of selling them because I get very attached to things like that. It's very emotionally attached. But I have 3,000 drawings, and so it's like if somebody would get some enjoyment from having one of my originals on their wall, then I guess there's no reason not to, I suppose. So, and you're right, they'll all be scanned, so it's not like it's gone. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you guys know if I do start to sell the originals. I will definitely say something about it. Mark says, I recently found some old frames that I made. Frames like drawing frame, like animation frames, or do you mean like frames, like picture frames? And if they're picture frames, how big are they? I don't like where that is. No. No. All right, we're not gonna do that. Let's see.
This is called Little Guns. There's no relationship whatsoever to little girls.
It's a little bit too big there. Let's see if I can get rid of that top part. Oh, of old animations, very cool. Emma wanted to know what the music is this evening. I am playing an old concert from Oingo Boingo from, I believe, 1981, which was when I was born. So I was not able to go to see this concert. But part of why I'm playing it is because Oingo Boingo is my favorite band, or one of my favorite bands, like one of my most favorite bands. But I'm also playing it because it's a concert, which means it's not studio recording. Excuse me. Which means the censors that are trying to pick up the audio and slap me on the wrist for using music that I shouldn't be using. I'm thinking it won't have a problem with a concert because it's not the studio recording. So it gives me something that I like to listen to in the background, and it also makes it so that I don't have to worry about getting an email later saying, "Oh, sorry, you were using music that you shouldn't be using, and now we have to reprimand you for doing that." Thank you for saying that's smart. I just thought of it tonight. I was like, why don't I just play a concert? There's no way that's gonna, I was gonna play some other stuff, but then I thought, no, this other stuff, while it's not very well known, is something that I bought commercially, so I'm guessing it's gonna get flagged, and I'm just really tired of getting flagged. So thankfully they haven't done anything to my channel, but I don't want to tempt fate, you know what I mean? So it's music I already love, and it's stuff that I don't think is going to get me in trouble, is basically the answer to that. So I'm going a little bit slow tonight because, again, this section has been kind of a little bit tricky for me, and I've already made some mistakes, which is okay. It's okay to make mistakes, but I'm just trying to mitigate how many mistakes I make. And So I'm being a little bit more careful. I could probably be less careful, I suppose, and just try to get things generally sketched out. I could do that. I was trying that earlier today, but then I feel like sometimes when I'm not as careful, I feel like it just creates problems for me to fix later. So it's like I'm trying to find the perfect blend between staying loose, um, and not getting too committed to a drawing just yet until I know that it works. But also having a plan and sticking with that plan and trying to make sure that I'm being accurate the first time. That's the balance. It's like I've been doing this for a while, and because I keep trying to find different ways to shoot the scene. It's a drawing. I'm not shooting it, but because I keep trying to find different ways to do that, and there's different types of action happening, there's always something kind of new. And so this project, even though I feel like I've gotten more confident, and if you look through the whole animation, you can definitely see my style and my skills becoming more refined. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying that's just the reality of it. If you were to watch the whole thing right now, it's not drastic, but from the beginning to the end, there is definitely a bit of a difference. And yes, I'm going to go back and fix some of the earlier drawings. I will do that. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I mean, I guess I kind of know when. It'll be after I finish going through the rough draft of the first part of it. But yeah, so I'm trying to find that blend. So see, I'm not going to do facial features or his hair or his mouth. I'm not going to do any of that right now. I just want to like make sure that this is kind of working. And actually, you can kind of see if I do this 2-frame flip, you can see he's sort of like throwing the laptop into the air as he steps back on his foot, because what I want him to do is to like shoot it in the air and then like I want it to like flip and he kind of like fumbles with it, right? And then it's going to land on the ground. That's the plan. And then he eventually stumbles backwards and the laptop lands at his feet. And then the other character steps on top of it to get like height differential. And then he can kind of, get in his face with his finger and be like, this is what I'm telling you. Because now he's a little bit taller. That's the whole point of the scene. So that's what's happening in the scene. See, if I show you like some of the other drawings, see, like eventually like he's like he's like standing like this, like he's gonna be falling backwards. And then we've got the customer standing on the laptop box, as you can see right there. It gives you a little bit of an idea of like what I'm working on. Emma was asking me what's happening in this scene. I didn't even see that you asked me that, and I ended up answering your question anyway. I love that. Of course, I could have just pretended like I knew that the whole time, but I didn't know that the whole time. I started explaining what was going on. So he's new guy is stumbling kind of backwards because the customer is sort of getting aggressive. He's like stepping toward him, like kind of like almost like a march toward him. And so new guy is getting nervous and he's starting to like, he's holding the laptop up in front of him as almost like a blockade. And then he steps back and this is where he's going to like fumble with it. It's going to land on the ground. He's still going to step further back, but the customer is going to keep going towards him anyway. Steps on top of the laptop box, gets right in his face with his finger and starts telling him off. And all that new guy can do is stand there and kind of take it. He just stands there and takes it. Which leads into the next scene of the customer getting so frustrated about this and so frustrated with new guy's way of handling it and his response that in the next scene he storms out. That's the end of his scenes in New Ad Day. This next scene I'll be doing is the customer's last scene. So it's kind of crazy being able to tell you that. Like I'm wrapping on characters, more and more as I go. I'm like wrapping up, and there's only like I don't know, 10 or 11 scenes left. Like, I'm getting down to the nitty gritty on this. Emma says, what's absolutely amazing, not only in the skill to draw, but also having to have the vision of everything. Oh, thank you. Very cool and all very appropriate for Black Friday. Yeah, I mean, it's all retail, right? So yeah, I felt like I had to come and do the live stream tonight. I couldn't miss tonight. Thank you for the kind words. I do really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. You know, what you're saying there about like, kudos to having the vision. I have to say, it's not like it comes to me easily, right? A lot of this is me standing in front of a mirror and acting it out, and then sitting here and thinking like, does that work? And then trying it out, and then seeing if it works, and if it doesn't, then I got to try something else. It's a lot of I mean, yes, there's a conceptualization, yes, but a lot of it is really sort of trial and error, I guess, and just being willing to continually try. I guess that's kind of how I look at it. Thanks to Ernesto Facon on Facebook for the thumbs up. I do appreciate that. And if you're giving me a thumbs up on YouTube, I do appreciate that. I can't see them right now in the program that I'm using, but I do appreciate that. I don't know if it's going to give you guys the option to do this, but recently on YouTube, there's a brand new feature that just launched. And I don't know if it's with live videos, live streams, or if it's only with videos that we have to just like make and then upload later. But there's a button that should show up somewhere. If you're watching on YouTube, there's some kind of a button that should show up below that says hype this video. Now, if you don't see it, don't worry, you're not going crazy. I don't know if it's going to show up on here. But if you do see hype this video, I would love it if you would, because YouTube just started this new thing where if enough people hype a video for someone like me, who is like still on the smaller side of having a YouTube channel, if people get enough hypes, they're going to start featuring those videos more commonly on people's like main page as a recommended video. So it's a great way to help people who are on the smaller side of YouTube get seen, and I really appreciate YouTube doing this. I think it's really nice. They didn't have to do that. I'm sure a lot of people get very disheartened and disillusioned with how difficult it is to kind of make a name for yourself on YouTube. So it's a free thing that you guys can do if you see it. And if you don't see it on my video, that's fine. I'm just making you aware of this, like, in general. If you go on any video on YouTube, I think you should see the option to hype a video if it's a smaller channel. Mark says it doesn't work for live stream. Okay, well, Mark's already knew about it, and I appreciate that. I don't even mind that I spent the time talking to you guys about it, because it is a really cool thing that YouTube is doing, even if it doesn't apply to me. It is very cool, and if you do follow some other creators and they have a smaller channel and they're uploading videos, you should look to see if that hype button is there, because it's a great way to support them for free. It's a great support thing. Sam OK says, I don't see a hype thingy on the vertical. Let me check the regular one. Well, I appreciate you checking, but Mark's just said it's not available for live streams, and that's what I was worried about. So at least now we know, right? Emma says, would love to see the video of it being acted out in the mirror. a time lapse. For real, though, the whole process is incredible, and I'm in awe. Well, thank you so much. Actually, I'm going to tell you something, Emma. Kind of a cool thing. You might like this. So the last book I put out was Everything Must Go. But the next book, book that I am putting out, I don't have it started yet. But the next book I'm putting out, the plan is to put it out at the same time that this cartoon is released. It is a behind-the-scenes companion book for this cartoon, so that there's the times when I take a photo for reference of my own face to figure out an expression, or a photo of my hand to figure out like the position that my hand is in. Whenever I take those photos, I keep all those on my phone, and I'm going to put some kind of a book together that has like all those photos in there, and like maybe I'll take some of the posts that I've made on Patreon or maybe on Facebook. Maybe I'll take some of the posts and I'll say like, oh, this was posted on social media on this day at this time. But like some of the things that are kind of more journally, things like that. And I'm going to make some kind of a book that's a collection of like the process that I went through to make this cartoon. And it's going to be like a companion book. So yeah, I think it's very cool too. So I'm excited about that. I don't know when I'm going to work on it, but anyway. And also thanks to Christy Leroy on Facebook for the thumbs up. I do appreciate the thumbs up. And I get YouTube telling me at the end of the week, like, here's how many people shared your video this week. So those of you that are watching and not talking, maybe you're one of the people that share my videos. I really appreciate you doing that. I don't know who's doing it. I don't get to see where it's being shared, but YouTube does track all of that. So I do appreciate that. And if you like behind the scenes things and you want more behind the scenes things and you want more free things, go to retailsunshine.com. If you follow me there for free, you'll get like updates that I don't post anywhere else. There are ways that you can like pay to support me there, but you don't have to. You can also just follow me for free and get like some of the updates. Okay. But I would love more people to go to retailsunshine.com and join there because it's separate from social media. It's not based on an algorithm. So if I update that page, you get notified like through email that I posted an update. You don't have to worry about like, oh no, the algorithm isn't showing me when you're posting. So I like it because it kind of allows me to work outside of the algorithms. Anyway, Mark says, Dad will buy it and it will definitely get used. Well, thank you very much. Wait, get used? What do you mean? Like putting it under a coffee table so it doesn't wobble? No, I'm kidding. All right. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. Yeah, it'll be a cool book. It'll be a really neat book. I don't think I've ever made anything quite like it. It's going to be a unique experience. I want to get really creative with it. And, it doesn't really have like a narrative, right? It's just sort of like, it's almost like a journal, like a digital journal that turned physical. So I'm pretty excited about making something like that. All right, so that's going to be that one. I'm going to see if I can figure out a little bit of this next one. Although I don't really have a whole lot of time left in the hour, but I can still get started. That's okay. Emma says, see you later. Great seeing you do and talk about your passion. It's inspiring. Have a great night. Thank you, Emma. I really loved having you here. Thanks for asking some awesome questions. Please stop by anytime, and I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I know for someone such as you, Emma, Black Friday has always been a big part of your life with where you work. So I'm sure you have your own stories to tell. I'm sure. I'll grab a little bit of water here. Okay. All right. So let's see. This would probably be. Let's see here.
We're going to close this up with some stuff from the album and the EP. And something from the album and the EP. I'm just a clown, 'cause I ain't got the pride. I'm on the outside. Really cute, they're really like a boy. They think I'm just a jerk. I'm on the outside. I never put the feel, I never walk the hill. I never cut the ride. I'm on the outside. I'm on the outside. I'm on the outside.
So you can kind of see as I rotate this, he's sort of fumbling with it, right? You can kind of see it moving a little bit. I'm gonna try to do more than that, but this is sort of giving me an idea of like what I want to do with him flipping. You really can kind of see it moving pretty well there, right? Let me clean up this arm a little bit, and you can probably see it better. See, he's like fumbling with it in the air. If I do it really fast, it really works, right? That's actually kind of funny. All right. Just got another heart on Facebook from Walt Neelan. Thanks so much for being here tonight, guys. Really appreciate you. As always, of course, I do this every Friday night at 9 p.m. Central. And if you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, I don't know what you're waiting on. It really does help out so much with me growing my channel when you're subscribed. If you're not already turning on that notification bell, I really recommend doing that too, so you don't miss anything I post. And then on top of that, if you give this video a like on YouTube, it does help people find it later. And actually, you know, commenting and stuff too. So if you're watching this video after the fact, after it's live, I still would love to get your comments, and I will definitely answer them. Yeah, it's him fumbling the laptop. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Do I like that foot? I do kind of like it. I don't think that leg needs to go as far to the right as all that. Probably not as much. See if I can. See if I like that. Now I want it to rotate. So if I want it to rotate, I need to do that a little bit differently. Let me shorten it a little bit. Oh, we're at 102, aren't we? All right, so I started to lose track of time. That's fine. I'll come back and work on this later. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. I don't want to go too far over my hour. I've got other things I have to get to, but thank you so much. I'll see you all next week, and actually, I'll see you in December. This is the last show of November. I didn't even think about that. Wow, that's kind of a crazy thing. And yeah, all right. See you guys in December. Thanks for being here, and thanks for all your comments. Have a great weekend. Take care. Good night, Marks.